qualifies as that?
It is wrong.
It probably doesn't. No.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
Guys, Gregory is here. Gregory,
Yes.
can you hear us?
Yes, I'm doing some mic checks. I don't know, am I loud and clear?
You're loud and
Yes,
clear,
you are.
man.
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry about being so late, but I had some family engagements that kind of took a little while. But
That's all right. We're just here discussing how Game Hero was molested when he was 6.
Exactly.
I caught a little bit of
He
that.
needs therapy. I'm telling you guys, he needs therapy.
That don't help. I've been to so many.
So he admits that he needs it. Okay.
Oh my
No, that's
god.
the first step.
Yes, he did admit.
That's
Yeah.
denial right there.
All right, so let's get started. All right, so welcome everybody on Twitch to the JEI podcast numero 7. My name is Andrew Johnson, aka Andrew Pang, co-founder of JEI, also your host tonight. We have other persons in here. I'm just going to go through for persons who don't know who they are and just ask them to introduce themselves. I'll just start with Gregory.
Yes, I am Gregory. Hold on, Andrew. I think you're chipping in and out. I don't know if it's my internet, but you sound like you're.
It's your net.
It's my net. Oh man,
I hear him kind of clear. Kind
I
of.
don't know.
Oh, jeez, Gregory just outed himself.
Hey, I mean, myself, I'm out in the. Oh, Andrew sound. What's that? Everybody's saying Andrew sound fine, but obviously something wrong with definitely wrong with my. All right, so yes, I am Gregory Moore, your JEI chairman and president, and all of these. Using a mic, show one to you. Yeah. So I'm the chairman, and I am the brains behind this entire operation, and everybody just listens to exactly what I tell them to do and stuff like that.
The brains in front. You're the brains in front of the screen. Okay, all right.
Yes.
Who's the guy in the back?
I'm in command at this point in time, but you have a fabulous team, so we can move on from here.
Cool. Well, I'm not a part of the fabulous part of the team, but okay. All right. We'll move on to Game Hero. Game Hero, tell them who you be.
Hey everybody, my name is Game Hero. I am a full-time Twitch streamer, and I am here, the host of tonight, number 7. Well,
you guys we have 2 hosts tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the host. Yeah. Game Hero is paying me to host tonight.
Oh,
you know, all of $5.
Yes.
To go towards my
It
Evo
doesn't sound
fund.
like that's $5.
Evo donation.
Evo donations.
Yeah, because Andrew came one way to Evo.
Exactly.
Andrew
All right,
claimed.
give you a thanks. Next we have Zana.
So I Zana get silent all of a sudden.
Oh, sorry.
I thought she was AFK. All right.
She was being shy, guys. She just being shy.
I am so shy.
Zana's nickname is AFK. Yes, Zana.
No, AFK is Zana. AFK.
Hi everybody. I'm Zana, and my official title is chat manager for the ladies channel.
Oh, I like that. That sounds nice.
That's the official title.
Somebody give me a nice title like that.
Can be arranged.
Yeah, thanks, Zana. We have now Mike, our special guest. Mike.
You sure he's a special guest, though? I mean,
how many visits does a guest have to have before he's no longer a guest?
I think he's home.
I think this is my 4th episode.
Yeah, okay. Our special guest, Mike.
Hey guys, I run More Cookies, which is a gaming group. Well, gaming group in this form that we manage game communities in the Bahamas, and we also do 2 podcasts, one about esports and one about technology.
Hey.
Nice.
Okay. Thanks.
I should check that out. It's very informative.
A very informative program. I caught some of your last week. Some of your
Nice.
stuff. Yeah, really interesting. All right, thanks, Mike. Okay, so for the persons viewing in, if you don't know, you can catch us. Our website is jamaicaesports.org. And of course, if you're already on Twitch, you know that the Twitch channel is official underscore JEI. For those who don't know, who may be hearing this
Oh my
on
God, I'm
another broadcast
so sorry about that.
out. And on
Yeah,
YouTube,
don't
of course,
outburst.
Jamaica Esports Initiative. And just to big up some of the sponsors who have been helping us, the JEI throughout the days: XPG Video Games, LOL Snack Stop, JPAC, and last but not least, Royal Computers.
Yes,
We
yeah.
have pretty much, hopefully, interesting day ahead of us, or night. It's now after 8. Sorry to everybody who has been here from 8 o'clock. We had to start a little bit late, but we started nonetheless. I'd like to go through a few of the stories that we have here. Let me just read what the stories are first. Before the stories, though, we're going to ask Gregory to give us some updates on what the JEI has been up to, any updates that he deems important. Gregory, just.
All right. All right. So we have some JEI updates. We've been pretty busy over the past few weeks, and having some really positive results based on the work that we've been doing. So we haven't really been sitting idly by, watching this thing. We've been actively working. So a few updates for the JEI. What on earth am I hearing? Game here. You need to. The chairman is on the floor and the
Yeah,
brains
sorry,
behind the
sorry.
operation. Yeah, man.
Brain.
No, it's because I just pop up like, yeah, continue, sorry.
Yeah, that's what I had to, but yeah, man.
The brain
So
is talking.
the brain. All right. Yeah, man. Right. So first and foremost, today we actually finalized everything for our esports room at UTech. Woot woot. Uh, we basically have access to the place right now. Probably won't be getting over there till about maybe Friday into the weekend to get some equipment in there. But it's just amazing, and we're just looking forward to amazing things to happen from that space. It is the first official esports program of, I think, in the Caribbean, based on our research, that is affiliated with a university. And the US and Europe, they've been doing this for quite a number of years. Esports varsity programs and tournaments and leagues, and they're big business, kind of like the NCAA and those kind of things. So we have that secured. Also, we've been working with Jamaica Cosplayer Club. They're putting on their Anime Com Fest, which is like our local Comic Con. They're expecting to have a huge turnout. Last year they had over 1,000 persons pass through.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Nice.
this year is a 2-day event, and they're looking to about double up on that figure. So we have partnered with them, and it's not just for this event, it's a long-term partnership because it's towards a specific goal of having an annual esports festival in Jamaica, but it would be of international standard because we're trying to push Jamaica as an esports destination. So that
Yeah.
partnership is very strategic, and our first event is going to be the 27th and 28th of July this year. And our involvement, we're going to do a Smash tournament. We're only going to be doing one game, and it will be on the Sunday, which is the 28th. The 27th, we'll be there as the JEI, and we'll have some VR stuff there as well. That would just basically be a meet and greet with the Dr. Birds, the team that will be flying out to Las Vegas. We'll be there. We'll also have our gear and jerseys, and just meet and greet, chill out, have some fun. We'll probably just have some games there, probably Mortal and some other stuff there just to play around. But Sundays where we're gonna have the tournament, and the first prize is going to be $50,000. That's just for first place. So all of you smash heads, if you haven't
Yep.
been practicing, get practicing because that's a big prize. I'm talking to Andrew to find out if we should allow the Dr. Birds to be in that
Yeah,
tournament. But,
is staff allowed also?
well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. We might have to talk to Andrew about that.
Andrew.
We're considering it. We're considering it. We definitely will have the details soon
Yeah,
enough. We're
but yeah,
considering that.
that is that's a big
Don't want
deal
to
for
scare
everybody.
anybody away, you know?
All right.
Secondly, I had a executive meeting with CASESCO, which is our regional federation, and I mean, it was non-stop congratulations for the Colombia match that took place this past weekend. And just the initiative that we took. Big up to Mathili as usual, for he's always on the group chats trying to get these friendlies to happen. And so far, Jamaica is probably the only country right now that's pushing that effort, and we got that commendation from the federation, from the president of the federation. So he's very impressed by what we're doing, and they've actually taken it up on themselves to make it an official thing within Casesco. So that's good. Actually, some persons there actually thought Matthew was a part of the World Esports Consortium, because they were like, if we knew Matthew Lee from Wesco. And I'm like, Matthew Lee is a part of JEI. So, I mean, that was pretty good. So,
Yeah, that was good. That's good.
that was a good thing, and they're looking forward to more. They were also discussing their main event, which is a Central American and Caribbean Championship. That should be held they want to have it in November. So we're trying to make sure that the dates don't clash with the IESF Championship. So we're working
Okay.
out those details. So, you can look out for information from that as well. And they kind of gave us a sneak peek of some of the games that are going to be coming up. So we're going to have to be doing some more qualifiers for that. I won't mention the games right now, but I know a lot of people are going to be excited for that announcement. Yeah, and they've actually been talking to the persons in charge of the Pan Am Games, which is the Olympic movement in the Caribbean. So the Pan Am Games is basically the official Olympic event of this region. So basically, the results from the Pan Am Games now will go over to Olympics, and it's held 1 year before the Olympics. And there is very likely, not for this Pan Am Games in Lima, but I think for the following Pan Am Games, esports should be a medal event as well. So
That's great news.
it's amazing. I mean, everything is just amazing news every step of the way. All the work we've been doing is really paying off, and the information coming. Naturally, the world itself is just going towards that. So our timing is pretty awesome. We've been a lot of people don't know, but we've been doing this thing for a very long time. Since I don't even know when, a couple of years.
Long
We've
time.
tried and we've tried and we've tried, but it's just hard to knock down some barriers. But because of how the world is moving, and different age groups, the leadership in a lot of places, the change in leadership, so it's a lot easier for persons to understand the levels of esports. Yes, Mike Pang has been doing it since the 6 years, since medieval times. Pang has been doing this thing.
Yeah, that was a running joke at the tournament. They had this picture of some old Air Force guys from probably the 1940s, and one of them resembled me.
Wow.
Everybody was saying that was me.
Right. Yeah,
It's
man. So
crazy.
we're putting in some work. Despite what you may hear otherwise about the status of sports in Jamaica, it is actually moving quickly. It's moving quickly, and the results are amazing. So don't follow the hype and don't listen to what other people are saying. We're doing some big things over here. Discord so is over 800 now. So Discord is good. We're growing,
Yeah.
and I mean, we're just growing all around. Obviously, shout out to all like the clips that have been going viral. People really looking at what's happening in Jamaica, and as usual, there's always some international organization reaching out to us. I'm in discussion with this company from China that does work with Tencent, and they want to do something with Jamaica as well. So
Tencent?
Nice.
yeah, man.
Nice.
That's nice.
Oh, then put rope on it.
Yeah.
Well, man, I know. But yeah, big things happening. So stay tuned for some more updates from the JEI. I hope I'm not leaving anything out, but yeah, that's where
I
we're
know.
at right now.
I know you mentioned the Jamaica Cosplay Club Anime Fest.
Yeah.
I mentioned it last week as well, but just to confirm with you, the date is July 27th to the 28th, right?
Right, July 27th to the 28th. July 27th, that's a Saturday, and the 28th is a Sunday. Yeah. It's going to be at Campion.
All right.
It's gonna be a champion.
Yeah, it's going to be at Campion College. Tickets, I think they're selling tickets right now, but we'll put up some details about it. We'll have a planning meeting sometime next week. So we will
Yeah, we'll get the information to you guys. So if anybody's interested in getting tickets that are part of the Discord, we'll be able to know where they can get them.
I like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
certainly.
Are you still planning to cosplay, Zana?
I don't know yet.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, thanks, Gary, for giving us an
one
update.
more thing. Zana, do you have anything to do with the girls in ICT thing? As in,
Yes, she does.
Girls in ICT.
Yeah.
Well, I was a part of the first winners from my team won.
Okay.
Congrats.
For the one that's coming up now, I'm not sure yet. But I'm speaking with Nicole, who is organizing most of it. She's co-founder. I'm speaking with her, so but it's going to be the 9th of that's the next competition at Spanish Court.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, it was at Spanish Court. That's the hackathon thing. But they actually reached out to us.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna be doing an esports discussion at that, but we will see how it goes though.
Okay, that's good.
Awesome.
All right, yeah, but that's it for me. That's enough from the brain.
All right, thanks, the brain, for your update on all things JEI. Okay, so we'll go directly into some of the news topics that we wanted to talk about. I know some of these topics are really hot topics. Okay, so we have topics that we wanted to discuss. The first is TechSpot report says that 20 million gamers will leave PC gaming for consoles or cloud services by 2022. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that will happen? I mean, what consoles or what are you gaming on now, and will you move over?
Well,
Mir, I know you were talking a lot about this earlier.
Yeah, well, from my side, right now I am on PC. Coming from like console, like from back in the day, like yeah, the console got good spec, but they can't like do certain stuff like what PC can do. Say for instance, you can't produce videos. You can't use a console to make video games. That's for sure. And to render like videos and all that, the console can't do that. Get me? So by the end of the day, you're going to need a PC to do all of those stuff. Until a console can do that, yeah. But I don't see anybody like switching from PC going back to a console. They might, one or two might buy it, and because they can. No, but they won't give away their PC.
Yeah, but isn't it a lower barrier to entry though with PC versus console? I mean, with PC, you find that persons who accept the PC more are persons who are more in the space. I find that a lot of persons who grab consoles are persons who may not like the whole hassle of getting a PC, because PC comes with a lot of stuff,
Yeah,
setting up a game, installation of a game,
yeah.
knowing how to use Windows if there's a Windows issue, troubleshooting stuff.
Yeah.
A console is just you put your game in, and if the game doesn't work, you report it.
Yes.
But it takes more troubleshooting. Do you guys think that consoles and cloud services and stuff like that is what is making these things more attractive?
Well, the new
And would you
platform
guys agree?
that Google is
Yeah.
putting out is going to be a big. I feel
Yes.
like that one will probably take away actual consoles like PS4, biscuit trash.
Yeah, to me.
It will take it will take away from those and Xbox, because the truth is it's going to have everything, and you can switch devices, you can cast anywhere, and the it's not going to be processing on your phone. It's using cloud servers, so you don't have to worry about the process. You just need good internet. That's all you will need. So I feel like those will be it will pose a challenge for console gamers,
Okay, okay. A good
not
point. Good
PC
point.
gamers, not PC
Mike,
gamers.
I know you're a
Yeah, I hear
PC
what Mike
guy.
have to say.
Yeah.
PC guy. What do you think?
Honestly, I have a PS4, a Switch, 3DS, PC, and I play on mobile as well. So I'm
Oh,
all over the
a man of
place.
my own heart.
So I say all that to say, originally I was mainly PC based, but when it comes to people moving over, when you really take a look at it, the majority of people that play with their friends are either on PS4 or PC. That being said, when it comes to multiplayer, it's almost always either something that's with Blizzard or some shooter or something that's on Steam, unless you count Fortnite. And there are over, I think it's 1.3 billion people that play on PC. So when you take a look at 20 million versus 1.3 billion, which is like that's not even being counted. You could still have 2 million people leave and still say you have 1.3 billion players on PC.
Yep.
That number just
True.
don't
And
change.
also, like PC got like tremendous sale, especially on Steam and so forth. Like I've been hearing like the sales on Xbox Live and PSN are not so great.
They're not. I mean, sure, sometimes they give away free games every month.
The crappy
But
games.
sometimes those games, no, not always. Sometimes they have really good games that they give out for free. But the majority of times they're games that people probably would just not buy, regardless. And so that's their
Yeah.
way of getting the publisher or the game well known in some form or fashion. But at the end all, with things like Google Stadia and
Mm.
mobile portable gaming like the Switch, I think
Mm.
that's where things are really going to start being moved towards when it comes to gaming. I'll be
Yeah.
interested to see what happens with the PS5.
Yeah.
The Xbox, the new one that they're coming out, the all digital version, I think is the wrong step to move.
Digital?
Yeah,
Yeah. That's a plan.
yeah,
Okay.
I think that's the
They're going
wrong
to
step.
convert Xbox to a service instead of a console.
Yeah.
Ex-
That's a plan.
yeah,
But
That's why we see them doing some work with Nintendo.
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
But even Nintendo still keeps their cartridges. They
yeah.
still
Right.
have people buying those, and you're gonna find a lot of pushback when it comes to ownership. This is part of what I actually had to talk about last week's episode
Mm.
of More Tech when it came to your digital inheritance. Like, what happens when you die? Like, what happens to your game library?
Mm.
And so, if you don't have anyone that you're sharing that password with, or that because technically there are some places that don't allow you to share your gaming library information, like the account information.
Kind
Yeah.
of like
Yeah. That's
going
true.
with Bitcoin.
So
No.
yeah,
Uh, It will become like Bitcoin. Once you die, you lose it. You can't
You lose
transfer it
it.
to anybody.
Well, I
exactly.
coming from if a lot of persons don't know, I used to have a company called Straight Games Limited, which I was doing straight games for 12 years, I think. Yeah, for about 12 years, I was doing straight games, and we got to the point we were like the number one video game retailer in the country because we're selling hundreds of copies of any one title per month, and it was crazy. At one point in time, we used to have lines, especially like for Call of Duty. and FIFA for November, September, November, because those were game release months.
Yeah.
Would have when we had our pre-release, and open at midnight because we used to get the games from days before, so and so. That's where we got to volumes, and then literally in the space of like 12 months, a year and a few months, it literally just fell down because they started to push the digital content. And when that started to happen, we had to really make make a shift. So with the Google Stadia, and just digital gaming that doesn't require any one platform, is really gonna I, I'm I'm actually just curious to see what's gonna happen with the physical console market. But I really believe that PC will always be around. But I think PC's greatest enemy right now is probably, where for gaming alone, because I'm assuming we're talking about just gaming, not the editing and all of that kind of stuff, because you'll always need a PC for that stuff. Yeah, regular accounting and Word and all of those things. But for gaming purposes, I think the PC's greatest enemy is the cell phone.
Okay.
Especially for markets like the African market, where right now Chinese manufacturers are putting out some powerful phones for like $200, and they're just literally targeting the African market. I think when that really catches on, mobile is going to really, come up as a superior gaming platform. And I think that's the console will be the least of everybody's problems, because I think
Yeah.
in some places in Africa, and even some places in Africa, and there are some Asian places as well, getting a console in is extremely difficult. It's almost like contraband in some places. So I do
Yeah, that's true.
believe we really have to watch out for mobile console. For me, I have multiple gaming PCs, but I've always had PC and console. And I think for any hardcore gamer, that's a necessity. You have to have a PC and you have to have a console, especially with, I know streaming is a lot simpler on console, but for like proper streaming and so forth, you definitely have to have a PC to really accomplish that. So
Yep.
maybe it's just talk, but we'll see, right? Time will tell.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think the dynamic is changing where that in the early days, consoles where if you wanted good gaming or a great gaming experience, you would either have a PC or a console. You wouldn't expect to get a great gaming experience from a phone or a tablet or a TV. It goes on, and as technology gets better, you realize that
Hey, no,
they're
not
having.
Snake. Snake was an amazing game.
It was, it was, but ultimately, persons prefer a PC because they know that games on PC, the first thing somebody tells you about a PC is that I can render a game in a higher frame rate, much better graphics with the latest technology, better than your console. So persons always, when they're using PC or describing an experience on PC, they always use graphics and frame rate and everything. And it's similar with a console because a console is like second in line to where that's concerned, to where the PC is. Because on, I think you're eventually going to start, say, more phone, more mobile games, games coming out on tablets, even games coming out on your television. That is also something that is in the works. Television sets
When the
now,
Apple TV drop, it's gonna be a gaming
right?
console. Right?
So you're going to, instead of having to buy a console, you may need to do in the future, shortly in the future, is buy a TV that has the gaming
Yes.
library on it. Right. So things are changing. It might be a little bit too early now to say that gaming is going to be going directly to streaming. So consoles and PCs and all those type of games still have a shelf life. But I think eventually we're going to see where devices are going to get smaller and the gaming experience is going to get much better on those mobile devices. And you're going to see a lot more people shift from PC, from console to your phone, to your TV and stuff like that. So eventually we'll get there. Maybe not for now, but yeah, I believe that's soon incoming.
My question is and you don't have to answer it, but it's more like a hypothetical question,
Mm.
is when that change will happen. Because sure, things like Google Stadia and like these digital services that do this kind of stuff is they're saying that it's coming shortly, like later on this year, but at the same point it's for select countries. You know how they act with places like the Caribbean and the West Indies and wherever and so forth. We don't see these things for like another decade.
Exactly.
So I mean, look at Google Pay. We still, a lot of places in the Caribbean don't even have that. Same thing for Apple Pay.
Do we have Xbox Live? No.
Like, let's take a look at the phones. There are still features with Android and iOS that are missing.
Yeah.
Oh, I would do a Spotify too. Love that.
Yeah, that's true. There are a lot of features that we don't use. Yeah.
They don't notice the Caribbean